If you're not getting as many leads or inquiries as you want to be getting, then this video is for you. I'm going to go through 3 essential things that you need to have on your services page so that someone goes, yes, pick me, I want to learn more about your services. So just to recap, what the sales process looks like for a potential client is, first off, you want to attract them so that they know about you. So this would mean finding you possibly through a referral that spoke about you, or you did a direct pitch to someone, or they found you through Instagram, or however they found you, they heard about your services from there. They then go to your services page, or you send them a message about your services. And that is the point where they decide, okay, do I want to book a sales call or fill out an inquiry form to learn more about these services, or is this not quite for me? From there, you'll then have a sales call with them so that they can further support their decision-making process. And then from there, they'll either sign the contract, pay the invoice, and become a client or not. So that's kind of the phase of that process. And what I really want to focus on in this video is the phase of them determining whether they want to fill out your inquiry form, book a sales call with you. So next week, I'm going to be talking about sales calls and how to nail those. But in this video, we want to actually be able to have them fill out a form so that you can get them onto a sales call, right? And the way you do that is through a really good services page, or just a really good, say, PDF or something like that that has about your services in a very clear way. But before we dive into that, I wanted to introduce myself. If we've never met, my name is Hannah. I am the founder of With Hannah & Co, and I help you sell, streamline, and scale your service-based business. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a new video. I am releasing new videos every single week to help support you in your business. Okay, so when you're crafting a services page, yes, you need great copy. Yes, you need to be able to clearly explain your offer, what it does, how it helps people. And I highly suggest my good friend Elise Hodge. She is from Connection Copy. She is an incredible copywriter. And so if you're looking more about the actual copy and how to craft that and write that, I highly recommend checking her out. I'll put her link in the description below this video. But in this video, I really want to focus on more of the logistics, because you can have great copy on your website, but if you don't have those key details or key next steps, then that's actually going to turn someone off, and it's going to result in them not filling out your inquiry form, not getting on a sales call, not booking with you. So we want to avoid that whole situation, right? We want it to be a very easy yes for them. We want it to be a service that is an easy yes that they want to book in for. We want it to be crafted to clearly explain what you do. So here are the 3 things that you need to have on your services page, apart from great copy, great offers, all the things. But these are 3 things that I recommend you need. The first essential piece is price. Now, I know there is a lot of controversy about this in the business world, but I highly recommend price, because what I have found is if I go onto a service that I'm kind of interested in and there's no price, I actually really want to protect my time and their time. So if I don't see a price on it, usually I think probably beyond my price range, or I don't really know if I want to do this because I can't logically work out in my budget if this is something that I want to invest in and grow in for this part of my business. So I highly recommend putting a price on your website. It may not be the exact price, like you can say like starting from X amount, but I recommend that you either have the exact price point for a package, or you have a starting point price package, because what that will do is actually it will weed out those clients that you don't want to work with, so that it's actually beneficial for you as well, because you can protect your time and not getting on a sales call with people who probably can't invest anyway. But it's just a great filter for them also to make sure that, you know, when they are filling out that inquiry form, that they actually are interested, because they know what the price point is or where it's, you know, ballpark starting from, so that that can help their decision-making process. definitely would recommend that you put a price somewhere on your website. Here's an example of what my good friend Alyssa, I know I just mentioned her, great copywriter. She has 2 packages. As you can see here, she's clearly explained what the offer is and given a very clear price point of what that offer would be each month. So I do highly recommend putting that on there, because it automatically helps me go, oh, okay, I know that price now. I can, have a ballpark idea of what it would be to commit to. So now I can begin to make that decision-making process as to whether I'm going to fill out that inquiry form. But it gives people too much mystery, too much confusion if there's no price at all. Or, what I have seen some people do is have like a pricing and services guide that they need to opt into, like on an email list. I think that's fine as well. But as long as you clearly have a price before you get on a sales call, so that it's not a shock and the sales call is really just about making sure you're a good fit rather than making it all about price. It just adds that stress off for both you and the potential client. So the next essential piece is a very easy to fill out form. Now, I personally like to use Dubsado for my inquiry forms. I'm able to embed them onto my website. So I think it's great because you can, automate the different replies and start workflows from it, which I do have some previous videos on Dubsado. I'll put the links to that in the descriptions if you want to have a look at that process. But essentially what you want it to be is gathering enough information from them so that you can help support them. So for example, if you're in the wedding industry, you probably want to know if they have a wedding date, right? Or you generally will want to know what that looks like. So you want to gather that kind of essential information. You also want to gather enough information that you can make a personal connection point or show that you've done some research. So for example, with my blog management services, I always ask for their website because that enables me to essentially stalk them before the sales call, so I can look at their current blog. Do they even have a blog? I can read their about page to have a better idea of where they're at and what their business does and all the things. So I do highly recommend having a great form with the key essentials that you need on that form. Here's an example of what mine looks like on my services page so that you can see kind of an example of what mine looks like as a blog manager. But obviously your form will vary depending on the service that you offer. But essentially you'll want to obviously ask for their name. You'll want to ask for their Instagram handle or their website or whatever is relevant for you there. You'll then want to ask project specific details. So things like, if you're a florist, like when their wedding date is most likely going to be, if they have a wedding date, or how they met, like, just a little kind of fun in conversation starter to help you get some key information that you need. Another thing I then ask is where they found about my services, because if it's from a referral, obviously I want to have that connection point when I'm on the sales call and also then be able to pay out that referral. But it's also great data. So if they came from Instagram, well, I know in my, marketing channels that, okay, Instagram is a great strategy to use if it's consistently getting clients. So it's a great point for that. But yeah, have a look at that example in the video, but also just have a look at your current inquiry form and see how that's converting, see how many people are actually filling that out. Then the last part I recommend on your services page is, it's kind of twofold, but a very clear description of the result of your offer and what's included in your offer. So this is often something that people miss, right? And it's very simple to create. You want to actually make it so clear what the result of your services are. Like, what is it that you do? And describing it in your audience's language so that they can go, oh, okay, this is the package it offers, right? And that part of that is creating the package, creating the service that is going to be an enticing result that they're going to pay for. Because if you're kind of creating a service that isn't actually really needed in the space, or they're not very problem aware of it or solution aware of it, it's going to be much harder to get someone to fill out an inquiry form because there's going to have to be a lot of education prior. So you want to be having a think about how you can clearly explain what the result of your offer is, so that they can be enticed to fill it out. Then the other part of that is very clear inclusions of what that looks like. So here's an example from my friend Elise again. So this is an example of her results. So as you can see here, she clearly says, you know, these are the words like written for you. And as a result of us writing these words, this is what it's for. It helps you to increase this and do this and etc. So that's an example of that. And you want to be able to have that clear one sentence so you can explain what you do. Then the inclusions, this is very key as well, because someone will be looking around to see what's included in your offers. So here's an example from my services page, and what this looks like is basically just clearly listing out what do you get as part of a blog management package, right? So you can see the price on there as well, which I mentioned earlier, but it's just very clearly laid out so that I can then talk through those points in a sales call. We can have the conversation, what works, what doesn't for them, etc. But you want to have that starting place so that they know, okay, this is what's included in the offer. So as a result of this, is it going to be something that I need or not? So at the end of the day, you can have great copy to persuade, you know, someone to saying that your services are great. But if they don't have those key logistical points of price, an easy to fill out form, and, you know, very clear inclusions result, they're actually just not going to fill out that inquiry form because, yes, it's great copy, but you haven't clearly laid out those next steps, what that looks like, etc. for them. And something I highly recommend is a program called Hotjar. Basically, you can embed it into your website, and what you can do is you can see in real time what your website traffic does. So you can see as they're scrolling your services page, at what point are they stopping? At what point are they leaving the services page? So you can better understand the behavior of the potential clients to make sure that your services page can then reflect that and make sure that it's using data to help help someone make an informed decision. Sometimes this isn't just about, scammy marketing tactics. It's actually about helping someone make an informed decision. And those 3 points that I just went over help them to better, start that decision-making process. If you're like Hannah, I don't even know if my services are right now, if they're a no-brainer, if it's something I really enjoy doing. Well, I did a video all about understanding what type of service is a great fit for you. So if you want to have a look at that video, it's there. But as always, I cannot wait to see how you continue to scale your business. If you need any support, there's also some extra videos in the description below.